Hello, friends, and welcome back from Christmas break. And friends, we are diving right back into writing. So, if you remember before Christmas break, we published our first personal narrative, and I am so proud of you guys for doing that. That is a huge accomplishment. So, give yourself a pat on the back or a round of applause. Okay, so you guys did an awesome job there, and we're going to keep working with personal narratives for about the next 3 weeks. So that's until the end of quarter 2. And so we are going to work on getting better at writing in general and specifically writing personal narratives. So if you remember, a personal narrative is kind of all about something that you have been through. So if you remember, Miss Greathouse wrote about her Christmas tree, putting up her Christmas tree. Kind of sad that I had to take it down, guys. That's sad. Christmas is over. But now we get to start a new countdown till Christmas next year. So that's awesome. Or this year. Sorry, guys. A little crazy with all the New Year's and stuff. Okay. So we're going to dive right in. And today we're going to focus on brainstorming a proud moment. So a moment that you were proud of yourself. Maybe you overcame a fear. Maybe you did something that you were didn't think you were able to do and you did that. So we're going to look at a story today called Jabari Jumps. And it's all about Jabari jumping off of a diving board. Now, guys, when Miss Greathouse was little, she was so scared to jump off a diving board. And I finally did it, and it was pretty fun, guys. Because, guys, guess what? Miss Greathouse didn't know how to swim when she was little. She took swimming lessons, all the things. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and read about Jabari Jumps. And while we're reading, I want you to focus on Jabari's moment. So his small moment about him jumping off the diving board, okay? And then we're going to stop and think about a moment that you have been proud of yourself after this one. But I also want you to stop and think, are there any moments that you can think of right now that you're proud of yourself about? So a time that you've been proud of yourself. Let's think. So I want you guys to pause the videos and come back when you have at least one moment that you can think of. I know you guys got to be able to think of something. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and come back. And one moment that Miss Greathouse can think of is when I graduated college. I was pretty proud of myself then. It was a lot of hard work. I'm really proud of myself when I'm able to help you guys become better readers and writers and mathematicians. I'm really proud of myself when I'm able to help you guys excel in your academics. So those are just a few examples. Maybe you're proud of yourself for when you learned how to read or when you learned how to ride your bike. You're proud of yourself for doing all of your chores. So you were able to get a new toy, or maybe you were able to get a pet because you did something that you were supposed to. Okay, friends, we're going to head on over to Jabari Jumps. And remember, this is a moment that Jabari is proud of himself. Okay, so I want you to really focus on the moment he's talking about. Because remember, right now we're just going to brainstorm some ideas. So I want you to really focus on his moment. Now, there's a lot of fun stuff in this story, guys, trust me, and I love this book. It's a really cute story. But remember, today we're focusing strictly on his moment so that it can help us generate some more ideas. Okay, friends, so here is Jabari Jumps. And unfortunately, Miss Greathouse doesn't have a physical copy of this book, so we are going to listen to it on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and listen.
Jabari is almost ready to make a big, brave splash. Hi friends, welcome back to Rooftop Kids Storytime. Today we're going to be reading Jabari Jumps by Gaia Cornwall. I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? Said his dad. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swim test, and now he was ready to jump. "I'm a great jumper," said Jabari, "so I'm not scared at all." Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board, as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms and bent their knees and sprang up, 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 and then they dove down, down, down. Splash! "Looks easy," Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder. He looked up. "You can go before me if you want," he told the kid behind him. "I need to think about what kind of special jump I'm going to do." Jabari thought and thought. Jabari started to climb, up and up. "This ladder is very tall," he thought. "Are you okay?" called his dad. "I'm just a little tired," said Jabari. "Maybe you should climb down and take a tiny rest," said his dad. A tiny rest sounded like a good idea. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. "I forgot to do my stretches," he said to his dad. "Stretching is very important," said his dad. "I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping," Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. "It's okay to feel a little scared," said his dad. "Sometimes, if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and I tell myself, I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and it feels like a little surprise." Jabari loved surprises. Jabari took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tip of his toes. Jabari looked up. He began to climb. Up and up, and up and up, until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the end of the board. His toes curled around the rough edge. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. "I love surprises," he whispered. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went, and then back up. Whoosh! "Jabari, you did it," said his dad. "I did it," said Jabari. "I'm a great jumper. And you know what?" "What?" said his dad. "Surprise double backflip is next."
Okay, guys, so that was our story today, Jabari Jumps. And if you think back to the story, the whole entire story focuses on that one moment of the process of him jumping off the diving board. So there were a lot of steps in that story for him to jump off the diving board, and ours will be a little bit shorter. But that's okay, because remember, we're going to become great, wonderful writers and authors by the end of this school year. So what we're going to do now is we're going to brainstorm 3 proud moments, and I'm going to model this for you. and we're going to head on over so that you guys can see my writing notebook. We're going to talk about that in our brainstorming page. Okay, friends, so as you can see, I have a notebook. And friends, if you don't have a notebook, an extra notebook, we have some available that your parents can pick up at school. You could also just use loose paper and make sure that you have it in a folder so you don't lose anything. So this is going to be our specific writing notebook. So every time you see Mrs. Greathouse's notebook, you will see, or Miss Greathouse's notebook, you will see this green notebook. And what I'm going to do so that I don't forget that I'm not supposed to put anything else in this notebook is on my notebook, I'm going to write writing so that I know that this notebook is just for writing for school. So the only thing that I'm going to put in this notebook is writing stuff that I do with you guys. And so whatever I put in my notebook, you guys will put in your notebook. So like today, I'm going to make my brainstorming list of proud moments, and then you guys will write your own brainstorming list of proud moments. So we have our writing notebook, and we're going to turn to the first clean page. And since this is the first time we're using this notebook, we are going to just turn to the first page. So you can see my first page right here. And friends, I'm going to write in pen so that you guys can see my writing really well on the document camera. But remember, you guys are supposed to be writing with pencil in case you make a mistake. So what I'm going to title this page is I'm going to title it Proud Moments. Okay? Proud Moments. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video, and I want you to get your writing notebook and a pencil, or if you just have a piece of paper, that's fine too. Just make sure you keep it in a safe place like a folder. And I want you to go ahead and title your page Proud Moments. So pause the video, title your page Proud Moments, and then when you're ready, go ahead and come on back. Okay, friends, so your page is titled, you're ready to go. Now remember, I said earlier, we were going to brainstorm 3 proud moments. So we're going to go ahead and set up our paper for that list. So remember, our list has 3 things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this first line up here, and I'm going to write a 1. Okay. Then I'm going to skip the next 2 lines to make sure I have enough room, and I'm going to write a 2. Okay, so there's room for my second idea. And I'm going to do the same thing and skip the next 2 lines again and write a number 3 for our third proud moment. So I want you to pause the video here and go ahead and get your paper ready for your list of ideas. And then, excuse me, friends. And then when you are ready to come back, go ahead and hit play, and we will go ahead and continue on. Okay, friends. So we're back. Our paper is completely ready, and now we're ready to brainstorm our proud moments. So if you think back to before we listened to Jabari Jumps, we already brainstormed at least one idea. So if you want to, you can go ahead and write that idea down. So like Miss Greathouse said, one of her proud moments was graduating college. Now you guys can't write that on your brainstorming list because you guys haven't been to college yet. You're only in 1st grade. You still got a little while to go. But I know you guys will get there, and I know you guys will do fabulous in college. So on my paper, I'm going to write graduating college. Okay? Graduating college. A bada bing, a bada boom, one idea. So if you guys are going to write that first idea that you told us or thought about before we read Jabari Jumps, I want you to go ahead and pause the video and write that down. Then come back and we'll start trying to brainstorm some new ideas, okay? Okay, friends, so hopefully you were able to write down at least one idea that you thought of before we read Jabari Jumps. Now we have at least 2 more ideas that we need to brainstorm. And so Miss Greathouse is going to rewind back into my life a long time ago to when I was your guys' age. And one proud moment I have was when I rode my first roller coaster. Guys, Miss Greathouse still doesn't like roller coasters today, but I'm really proud that I overcame my fear and got on my very first roller coaster so that I could at least experience it one time. So my second idea is going to be when I rode my first roller coaster. And some of you may be able to have the idea as well if you've ridden your first roller coaster. So I was really proud of myself for being able to do that. So maybe think of an idea of when you were scared and you overcame that fear, right? So maybe you were scared to sleep by yourself and then you finally did it, because sometimes that can be scary, especially in the dark, or maybe if you've watched a scary movie, or if there's a thunderstorm outside. Maybe it was the first time you rode a bike. Maybe you were scared to ride a bike. Maybe it was the first time you went to a new place you were scared to go to. Or maybe it was the first time you slept over at someone's house, because the first time you sleep over at a friend's house can be kind of scary too, because it's different from what you know. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause this video and come up with your second idea. So you're going to come up with your second idea. Then when you're ready, I want you to go ahead and come back and we will talk about one more idea. Okay, friends, guess what? We're almost done. We have one more idea to brainstorm. So for this last idea, and maybe you already came up with 2 ideas from overcoming something that was scary. So this last idea could be maybe something that you accomplished that you're proud of. So something that Miss Greathouse has accomplished or does accomplish that she is proud of, and I know you guys can't take this idea because you guys aren't teachers. Not yet. I'm sure I'll see some of you teaching in a few years. Is helping my students learn how to read. So that is one of my proud moments. So maybe something that you accomplished was you learned how to read yourself, or you learned how to ride a bike. You learned how to tie your shoes. Man, tying shoes is tricky, guys. So you learned how to tie your shoes, or maybe you mastered something in math, or you mastered a trick on your skateboard or a trick on your bike, or I know somebody has a hoverboard or wanted a hoverboard. Maybe you mastered how to ride a hoverboard, because guys, trust me, that is tricky. So remember, my third idea or my third proud moment is when I helped students learn how to read. So what you guys are going to do now is you guys are going to pause the video and think of one more idea of your proud moments. Okay, so it can be anything that you're proud of yourself for. So you're going to pause the video and write down that last idea, and then you'll come back. Guess what, friends? You finished your seesaw assignment. In the time we were sitting here doing this lesson, which is about 20 minutes, you finished your seesaw assignment. All you guys have to do now is take a picture of this page that you wrote on and upload it, to Seesaw. And then guess what? You're done with writing for today. So it was as simple as that, guys. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow to plan out one of your proud moments. Bye, guys.